Hey everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play series, episode 20! So, one of the things that I said last episode was that I wanted to do more things on camera. So to start this episode off, I'm actually going to do something off camera! I'm such an idiot. So what I want to do is, I basically just want to move this system with all these pipes up to the top up here, and then I can have them feed down. The reason for that is I want a little more room between these things to have some things run. So I just want it, I want it to look better. I want all the things to be moving across the top of the screen. So I'm going to move this up, and then I'll be back. And here we go. Got all of it run all the way around, all the way at the top. Excuse me. Still fighting off a little cold. I don't know if I actually mentioned that before, but I'm going to be coughing and hacking in your ear probably. So, I've got it run back here. What I did was I moved this. I was actually going to move a little platform up here, but I just moved it over here. I'm going to fill all that back in. But I've got the power junction over here now so that it runs straight up and down. So now everything's powered. I've got one running down here. I may actually run another one up, just so that there's kind of a square here so that things can go either this way or that way. I don't want things getting too complicated back here, but I also don't want the pipes getting jammed up. And also I've laid down a few chests and fixed some export buses underneath of each one of these. So there's an export bus under there. I already had dust set up in this one, and I started putting purified in this one. So we'll have dusts in this chest, purified in this chest. Up above here, I've just got a couple of chassis with some extractor modules, and I upgraded them to Mark III as much as I could, so it pulls pretty quickly out of these chests. And over here I've got some export buses that are empty. In every one of these export buses I've put a fuzzy card, a couple of capacity cards so we get all 9 spots, and an acceleration card to help it pull out faster into the chest. Up here I've got actually a provider module, so we'll be able to put things into this chest that may need to be requested from the system. And I've also got over here an iron chest with an export bus in it, same setup as before. But what I want to do with this one is I want to have it wirelessly provide things to anybody that needs it. One of the first things that I set up, actually, when I started adding all of my machines back into my world after I moved the reactor, was this mass fabricator. I put it down here because it makes a lot of noise, first of all. Plus, it needs a lot of power. So I've got it directly wired into the MFSU and back behind this wall here. And what happens is this thing grabs power directly from this, like I said. And I have it already set up so that I have an item teleport pipe up here on frequency 20. And I've got a chest set up here too, and I've got a item conduit that pulls out and puts right into the fabricator. Now I might as well turn this off because that draws so much power. Where are we now? Yeah, that drew like half my power. Let's turn the reactor back on. Sorry about the bang. I didn't know I had turned that on a while ago. But it's making UU matter. As you can see, I've got a little bit of UU matter over here. But it takes so much power that I think I need another reactor and a couple MFSUs that are all powered up before I actually start using this mass fabricator. Well, I know before I was saying I don't see the need for another reactor. This is why, the mass fabricator. So, wirelessly transmitting things to the mass fabricator so that they can get processed in it. And that is where I'm going to use this system back here. I'm going to actually, and I put a little crafting terminal back here so that I can grab things. I wonder if I can actually use thermal dynamics pipes for this. Let's try it. I've got one here. I need a teleport pipe. And, oh, for that I also need a servo. I have a couple here. So let's try this. I'm going to put that on there. Now this servo, when I put it into the thermodynamics pipe, you can set this so that it ignores redstone's signal and pulls out directly. So now this thing will be pulling out of this chest no matter what happens. Kind of like the ender conduits. Then I can actually put that up there. It doesn't look like it connects. Rats. I was kind of hoping I could do that, but it doesn't look like these will connect with additional pipes. I wonder if it'll connect with a stone pipe. No. So they are their own system in and of themselves. That's not good. I was hoping that I could actually use that, but I guess not. So what I might have to do is actually set up. Let's get rid of that and the servo. Let's grab a redstone engine, a lever, and a wooden extraction pipe. Let's put the pipe on top. Put that up there. They will connect together. This is going to be send on frequency 20. Then we're going to take the engine and put it next to it, and the lever and put it here. Now when I turn this system on, or this engine on, it'll pull any items that are in there out and send them to frequency 20. So now all I have to do is anything I want to send down to the mass fabricator, I could actually put in this bus. It'll get stuck into this, pulled automatically out, and sent down to it, down to the chest. And the reason that I put the chest is I have to figure out, first of all, what items will actually go in there. I was feeding it cobble before, and it seemed to be working okay. So, but the reason I put the chest is this processes things pretty fast, but I don't want it to fill up with a stack of one thing, and then have it just start throwing things on the ground if this thing is filled. I want a buffer here. And the great thing about these Ender IO conduits that I've said in the past, they won't actually pull out until there's someplace for something to go. So if this gets filled up, it won't pull any of these items out. They'll just sit in this chest and wait until there's some space to go. So let's see, we're filling back up. We're in pretty good shape with coolant. So on the agenda for the next few episodes, more coolant. We definitely need more coolant. In the distant future, we're going to do another reactor and another set of cooling tower, probably. For right now, I've started doing this. I want to get these machines so that they're set up to all process the different ores that are going to be coming in from the quarry. We're going to go out and set up another quarry so that we have two quarries running at the same time. And one of the things we've got to do is set up a power system for that. What I had been doing in the past is using the ender tanks, or the endothermic pump, I should say, and the wireless transmitting for fluid, and just sending lava to them. I think I have a thing set up over here to go to it. A portal. Whoops. Come on now. Okay, there we go. I got stuck there for a second. So I'm no longer going to be using these tanks and these engines. I want to power this in a different way. And I may actually use some BC stuff. Maybe I'll find an oil slick somewhere and build some engines and wirelessly send some power to it that way. Maybe that's how I'll do it. But we're going to decide. So that's the agenda for right now. Let's get back upstairs. Gotta get this set up, so... Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to set up a couple of machines over here. I ran these on the basis that, a while back, on the basis that I would be feeding some things in and out of something. Right here, I want to put 2 ore washers, but the ore washers that I had before were really, really running slow. So I made a couple of items here. Thermal washers, which are advanced machines. Now, I've never used these before, but from what I understand, they're really, really much more fast. They're much better than the other ones. But the one thing that I do know about these machines, everybody talks about online, is that you cannot feed these power and add heat to them without having water in them first. If you add water to a heated thermal washer, it will explode big time. So I don't want to lose these because they're pretty expensive. So first I want to set up some water to go to these. I've got some water in some tanks, some open block tanks here, but I'm going to use that for something else. I don't need to. I'm going to use an infinite water source from pressure pipes. I'm just going to lay that down here. And I can use thermodynamic pipes for this. I've got some fluid, hardened fluid duct. So let's use some of them for this, and I'll use those servos that way. Let's feed both of these machines. Let me grab a servo. I forgot to grab it. Actually, let me dig this out so that I can get down here. Oh, I didn't even know there was a cave over there. At some point I explored that. Okay, so now I can just drop down here and work on this. So in here, I gotta throw the servo in there. Then you click it with a bare hand to see it. I'm gonna set it for ignore redstone signal. That way it'll pull out, and you can see it's already starting to pull out the water. Hopefully that's fast enough to be able to keep these filled. Filling that one up, filling that one up. Once they're filled up, I think we should be good with this. It'll keep pulling out until this pipe is filled, and then we're good. Now I can feed some power to this. Once the water is inside of there, we don't need to worry about power. So let's put these cables back. Now we should be getting some power, and we are. That's awesome. Okay. So now we're fueled and powered. Now we're going to need a redstone signal here. There's a switch already up here. I wonder what that was for. I can't remember. I don't want to put a lever on top because I'm going to be pushing items into it from the top. This might be in the way. No, actually I can just bring it down here and go across. So let's keep that there, and let's use some more ender stuff. I've got redstone conduit here. And we can run redstone conduit and item conduit right on the same machine. Let's do that. Then we can bring this out. Oh wait, I gotta shift right click. Let's bring that up there and bring it around there. Now, that lever was already on, and it looks like it's powering it. Let's see. Yep, we're getting heat. Okay. So this lever will now power these two machines for heat. Once that heat builds up, these machines should run really, really fast. Awesome. Okay. So now I've got two washers that will be able to be fed some orders, let's go up here. Any place that you break a logistics pipe system, anywhere you have a junction where there's more than just an input and an output, you need a basic logistics pipe. So items will know exactly where they're going once they hit that. So now items will come in here and they'll go, should I go down to these machines or should I keep going this way? And they'll be able to decide which way they're going to go. And what we'll do down here is we'll just put 2 basic logistics pipes for now. And we're going to need to send ore dust into these, so, or crushed I should say. So we want tin, definitely want iron, we definitely want gold. Let's do uranium as well. What is this? Zinc. Let's do lead. I'm not sure about zinc. I don't know what zinc is, or what it's used for, I mean. I don't know what the ore dictionary thing is for, because it's not, yeah, there is no ore dictionary entry for that. Zinc or dust. Zinc or crushed. So it's its own thing. Until I know what I'm going to use that for, I'm not going to wash it. But those other things I want to wash. The reason that we do this is it'll give you a little bit more when you wash these ores. So let's do iron, gold, tin. I probably at some point should put copper in here too. I'll save a spot for that. Lead and uranium. Okay, and those are all just crushed. They're not pure, right? So that was on that one, right? On this other one, I'm just going to put iron and gold. So now this one will only process iron and gold, whereas this one will process any of them. So iron and gold are probably some of the more let me see how I want to say this. Iron and gold are the things that I probably want to double the most. There's a lot more tin out there in the world. So if I don't double my tin, then it's not a big deal. But we'll see how that works. We'd rather have these two go first and get processed as much as possible because we use these a lot in recipes. Tin, we do use a little bit for IC2 stuff, but since there's so much more of it out there in the world, we're not going to have to worry about doubling it as much. We're going to be getting more of that input. At least that's my experience. So now I think we should be set for ores that are macerated and made into a crushed ore. So now we've got rotary macerator here. What do I have set up for this one? Nothing. Okay. So what we want to do is we're going to have... Oh, I need more stone. I'm going to have pipes going up into that. So we're going to need... Let me grab another stack of this. I'm going to need another basic logistics pipes for this junction. Put that there so things know where they're going. Now let's grab some actual ore itself. Do I have any iron or anything like that? No, I don't. So I probably am going to have to wait until one of the... let me check my mail quick. I got an email. Mail time. The mail's here. Okay, nothing important. So I'm probably going to have the quarry supply me with some of these ores before I can actually set it up. But at least it's there. We're going to put basic logistics pipes all the way across there. That way we'll be able to set these up. These machines will be able to be set up to do different items. So now that's set. And then we're going to come over here. Now this one, the oven here, the furnace I should say, I have an ore dictionary item sync in there. And I've already put dust and tin, tin dust and purified dust, or purified tin, I should say. So when it washes it, and I believe from my old washers I have a lot of purified tin dust. Maybe not. Maybe I made them all into ingots. But once you take this crushed dust, crushed tin, there we go. The crushed tin's actually going to get fed into one of these machines. Let's see how fast it goes. We're not even at 100%, but that was really fast. That's awesome. That's a lot faster. Crushed tin ore. There it goes. Very good. This one also. Yep, being pulled out. So everything's being pulled out from the bottom. And you can see that the byproduct of this is a tiny pile, or a couple of tiny piles, and some stone dust. You'll see it again, stone dust. So it gives you purified tin. Now I should have some purified. There it is. So it gives you purified. Oh, I already have that set up to be done, so it's processing it already. Where was that being sent to? Oh, I see what's happening. It's already set to be pulled out, but it's got nowhere to go because I don't have it set. I don't have it set to go anywhere. So let's do this. Let's break this one and throw down a logistics pipe. And then we'll set that up. Now it should have somewhere to go. So this one probably doesn't have any place to go because it was coming through there beforehand. Let's see if this one actually sets up. Nope. Here comes the next one. This one probably had the destination set. Yep. So now it's actually heading in there and being turned into an ingot. Awesome. You can see how slowly they move through the system until they hit a logistics pipe. Then they know where to go. So as we add some things, like we're going to add, let's see, what is this set for? Oh, that's set for the rubber stuff. So let's actually add that to the mix here. That's going to go right there. Okay. Did I catch that? Maybe. All right. There we go. So now the extractor is set up to be fed rubber products. So now when it comes out of here, it's actually going to hit that and go up, speed up a little more. You can add gold pipes to your system, and they actually speed items up. You can see it says speeds up items. So if you have a long run, like let's say this actually is just a long run all the way over to here, somewhere in between here we may want to throw a gold pipe, and that'll, once it gets down here, it'll speed it up again to get it moving through the system on long runs. But for now we're just going to leave it there. So that looks pretty good. Now we have a successful test of our system. Let's set up something to feed all these furnaces. This last furnace is actually going to be the one that the ME system uses to process things or create things. Like you can see here, I'm able to tell it how to make glass, stone, ingots, things like that. So there we are. Now we have a system set up where things will be able to be processed pretty quickly. Now all I have to do is seek out some oil so that I can start my power system for the 2 quarries that we're going to be running.